You all like flowers, don't you? The flower is the most attractive part of a plant. It makes the plant beautiful.
But all the plants do not have flowers on them. The plants which have flowers on them are called flowering plants.
Students, you must have seen different kinds of flowering plants around your houses. Can you name some of them?
Plants like a rose plant, a blue lily plant, a mustard plant, and a sunflower plant are flowering plants.
Different flowering plants have different kinds of flowers. Now, this is a rose flower. This is a blue lily flower. This is a mustard flower. This is a blue mimosa flower. All these flowers are different from each other, aren't they?
They are different in color, shape, and size.
A baby plant doesn't have flowers on it. When a flowering plant is mature, a bud comes out. Then the bud grows into a flower.
All the flowers grow out of the buds.
Students, you all know that a leaf has different parts on it. Like a leaf, a flower also has different parts on it. Now, let us discuss about the different parts of a flower. This is a mustard flower. Now, have a look at its outermost layer. It is green in color, isn't it? The outermost green layer of a flower is the calyx. When a flower is on its bud stage, its calyx protects it.
A single unit of calyx is known as sepal. A rose flower has 5 sepals, but a jasmine flower has 3 sepals. So, flowers of different plants have different number of sepals.
Now, let's remove the calyx of the mustard flower. Tell me, what do you see?
We see the yellow part of the flower.
This yellow part is the second layer of the flower. It is called the corolla. It protects the inner parts of a flower.
A single unit of the corolla is called a petal.
Students, different flowers have petals of different colors. A rose flower has red petals. A sunflower has yellow petals. A blue lily flower has blue petals. These petals make the corolla colorful.
Because of the colors of corolla, the flowers are colorful.
You all like colorful flowers, don't you? Like you, the honeybee also likes colorful flowers. The honeybee flies towards colorful flowers to suck their nectar. Like a honeybee, a butterfly also flies towards colorful flowers to suck their nectar.
As corolla makes the flower colorful, we can say that corolla attracts insects towards the flower.
Again, let us remove the corolla of the mustard flower. What do we see here?
We see matchstick-like structures.
Yes, here we see the matchstick-like structures. These structures are called androecium.
A single unit of the androecium is called a stamen. The numbers of stamens vary according to the plant type.
Now let us observe the stamens carefully. This part of the stamen looks like a sac. It is the anther.
The anther of the stamen produces tiny particles. These particles are like powder. The tiny powdery particles that an anther produces are known as pollen grains.
A pollen grain produces a kind of cell inside it. These cells take part in the reproduction. So, they are called reproductive cells.
Reproductive cells are also known as gametes. Reproductive cells inside the pollen grains are the male gametes.
As pollen grains in stamen of the androecium produce the male gametes, the androecium is the male reproductive organ of the flower. Now, have a look at the part of the stamen which is below the anther. It looks like a stalk, doesn't it? It is the filament. So, the stamen has two major parts, the anther and the filament. Now let us remove the androecium of the mustard flower. The structure we see now is the innermost layer of the flower. It is gynoecium.
A single unit of the gynoecium is called pistil. A pistil is also known as carpel.
Now, let us observe the pistil carefully. The topmost part of the pistil has a knob-like structure. It is the stigma. The long part of the pistil that is below the stigma is the style, and the swollen base of the pistil is the ovary.
So, a pistil has three major parts. They are stigma, style, and ovary.
Now have a look at this ovary. It has small bodies inside it. These bodies are known as ovules. Like a pollen grain, an ovule also produces reproductive cells.
But these reproductive cells are not the male gametes. These are the female gametes. Female gametes also take part in reproduction.
As ovules in pistil of gynosium produces female gametes, the gynosium is the female reproductive part of the flower.
So, a flower has two reproductive parts, androecium and gynoecium.
Students, this is a hibiscus flower. Look at its different parts. It has calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium.
The hibiscus flower has all the four parts of a flower.
The flower that has all the four parts of the flower is known as a complete flower. So, the hibiscus flower is a complete flower.
This is a mustard flower. This is its calyx. This is corolla. This is androecium. And this is gynoecium. The mustard flower also has all the four parts of a flower. So, the mustard flower is also a complete flower. A sunflower flower and a rose flower are also the complete flowers.
Now, have a look at this hackberry flower. It has the calyx, androecium, and the gynoecium, but it lacks the corolla.
So, out of four major parts of flower, hackberry flower has only three of them.
The flower which lacks any of the four parts of a flower is known as incomplete flower. So, a hackberry flower is an incomplete flower. A pumpkin flower and a cucumber flower are also incomplete flowers.
So, some of the flowers are complete flowers, while others are incomplete.
Now you all know about the four major parts of a flower. Can you name them?
Calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium are the four major parts of a flower.
Now, out of the four parts, androecium is the male reproductive organ of the flower, while gynoecium is its female reproductive organ. Now, have a look at this flower. It is a male papaya flower. This is its calyx. This is the corolla, and this is its androecium. Tell me, do you see its gynoecium?
No, you don't. Male papaya flower doesn't have gynoecium.
Out of the two reproductive organs of a flower, the male papaya flower has only one of them. It has only the male reproductive organ, that is, the androecium. It doesn't have the female reproductive organ, that is, the gynoecium. The flower which has only one reproductive organ out of the two reproductive organs of a flower is called the unisexual flower. So, the male papaya flower is a unisexual flower.
Now, have a look at this flower. It is a female papaya flower. This is its calyx, this is its corolla, and this is its gynoecium. Unlike the male papaya flower, it has gynoecium. It lacks androecium instead.
Out of the two reproductive organs of a flower, the female papaya flower also has only one of them. It has only the female reproductive organ, that is, the gynoecium. It lacks the male reproductive organ, that is, the androecium. So the female papaya flower is also a unisexual flower.
As unisexual flowers do not have all the four parts of a flower, they are also the incomplete flowers.
Now, have a look at this mustard flower. This is its androecium and this is its gynoecium. The mustard flower has both the reproductive organs. The flower which has both the reproductive parts of a flower is called bisexual flower. So, the mustard flower is the bisexual flower. A rose flower is also a bisexual flower.
So, some flowers are unisexual while some are bisexual.
Students, now you must have understood that only flowering plants have flowers on them. Different flowers have different colors, shapes, and sizes.
A flower has different parts too.
The outermost green layer of a flower is called the calyx. The colorful layer of a flower is the corolla. Inside the corolla, a flower has the androecium.
A single unit of the androecium is called a stamen.
A stamen has two major parts, the anther and the filament. Inside the androecium, a flower has the gynoecium.
A single unit of the gynoecium is called pistil.
A pistil has three major parts. They are the stigma, the style, and the ovary.
The flower that has all the four parts of a flower is a complete flower. The flower that lacks any of the four parts of a flower is an incomplete flower.
Similarly, the flower that lacks either the androecium or the gynoecium is the unisexual flower. And the flower that has both the androecium and the gynoecium is the bisexual